get into this one. It's going to be a reasonably quick one. Bitcoin's basically just done what we thought it might. Got a little bit higher, but not by much. I think yesterday we were suggesting that it might hit the 65.5 mark, and it got 65.6-ish. Peaked out at 65.700 on the nose. Yeah, literally to the sat. So not a lot going on. Bank holiday in the US, so you know it's a pretty slow day, but it is trending down at the moment as well. I watched Crown's video yesterday, and he's suspecting that there's going to be a major low put in potentially Tuesday, or potentially in the next week or two, just based on the hash ribbons indicator, which where's my main chart? Might put it on this one. So yeah, hash ribbons tends to, every time you see a blue signal, it's pretty close to a macro low in terms of it will rarely ever see that level again through the history of Bitcoin. Not perfect though, obviously, so be mindful of that. A lot of the indicators, I think, for long-term Bitcoin that have worked in the past are probably going to start breaking every now and then, or not work more frequently. But at this stage, what am I? They at least lead to a decent jump after the buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator. So I would only really use it on the daily. But yeah, it's not a bad indicator of a macro bottom. And typically it takes a while after you see this grey signal, the capitulation signal. And what Crown was saying was about 42 days or something is the average after that grey signal, which would take us into Tuesday next week. Now, given we've got the quadruple witching options expiry on Friday, it'll be interesting to see if it happens before, during, or after that. That is going to be a fairly critical event. This is interesting. I didn't notice that was there still. Still holding up top of that downward trend line, which isn't a... You'd argue that's kind of the trend line. Anyway, yeah, given the quadruple witching, there's going to be a fair bit of action, and you'll probably find that there will be a major bottom put in, if not during, soon after, I would think. We still are in a low liquidity environment though. Central banks are still not pumping money in and sort of drawing it out even of the system. and we've still got that disconnect between the S&P 500 and the central bank liquidity. So yeah, hash ribbons, we'll see. Wait and see when we get that blue signal. Stochastic momentum still angled to the downside, and yeah, we're still in kind of no man's land. So it could just be an eke sort of down over the next couple of days. The Gaussian channel's probably going to come up. This here would be a really interesting level for it to bounce from. Like there's a lot of confluence there. The 50% level on this candle, that is a vector candle there. Typically you want to see a recovery of at least the 50% mark, or halfway up the candle. So 63,900. Yeah. Somewhere in here would be a really interesting spot for a bounce. Doesn't mean we will, but there's a lot to like about that level, at least for a short-term bounce, and probably a retest of the 50 EMA and the center line of the Gaussian channel. So yeah, for the dollar cost averages out there, we're probably not at a bad level here even, but yeah, be looking for some shorter term time frame turnarounds. Alright, just gonna have a quick look at some others. ETH actually jumped, which is interesting. ETH had a decent bounce. Seems to be quite decoupled from Bitcoin here. Stochastic momentum has well and truly turned to the upside. Could go on a bit of a run. Oh. This could also be, I think the SEC's actually said that they're stopping any investigations into ETH recently, so that could be why. It's definitely Bitcoin dominance is down, ETH dominance is up. ETH BTC. Oh, that's the longs. Why don't I have ETH BTC on there? That seems weird. Yeah, ETH BTC looks like it's bounced off that 50 EMA there. Pretty key level that too. So that's an interesting one. Wish I was watching that chart. That's a really good level for the bounce. A lot of support, a bit of resistance. Where to next? Probably up around that level. Somewhere around 62 sats. 62 thousandths anyway. Probably a bit of resistance here though. Whoa, sorry. Early morning today. So yeah. Looks like ETH's going to outpace Bitcoin for a little bit. unless we just have a failure of this and it's another lower high, but I would think that's going to be the case. Momentum's definitely to the upside. Alright. Might be a good one to look to buy some ETH. Decent level there that's recovering as well. Be interesting to see how it goes on the shorter time frames today, but yeah, at the moment Bitcoin's still sort of posturing towards further downside moves. The longs are still increasing as well. So plenty of buyers coming in at this level, which is good. I think that means we are going to find a bit of a base here. If you see the last few times that they've been doing that, BTC USD is in orange. Typically, well, you can see more downside, but when they start buying with purpose like this, you tend to see Bitcoin finding a bit of a bottom. So might only be temporary, but you know, there's some good interest at these levels. That's about it. It's pretty boring today. Oh, I can't stop yawning, so I think I'll call it. Looks like most of the alts actually have had a reasonable bounce today, except Solana. Solana's taken a hit. What about that light? There we go. Oof. Solana doesn't look great, but interesting if it finds a base here. Recovered that vector candle, hasn't recovered these ones, but that would be interesting. Yeah, if Bitcoin finds a base here, then I suspect Solana will as well, which would be a nice little double bottom reversal. So you're potentially looking at, where is it? I'd be probably looking at around back up to these highs here as a minimum for Solana. I'm a bit wary of looking too much further than that at the moment, just because the S&P 500, the general stock market's got to drop at some stage in the next couple of months. I think still looking at it being a drop into a rally into the election on general stocks. So any rallies at the moment could still see more sell demand in the next few months. But yeah, be on the lookout for those hash ribbon blue dots. Alright, that's about it. Not much to cover today. I will catch you